Hello and welcome to another lesson on soundproofing. Today we're going to be talking about how to soundproof a metal roof. I had someone in our community reach out and ask me, how do you soundproof a metal roof? I can imagine if you had a metal roof, the rain, possibly even hail, would be super annoying, especially if you're trying to create a quiet room to record or watch movies in. And so in this lesson, I'm going to go all in on how to soundproof a metal roof, either for a specific room in your house or potentially even the whole house itself. Before we jump in, I do have a free resource for you. This is my free soundproofing workshop. This is 45 minutes of in-depth teaching, giving you everything you need to know about how to soundproof a room. So to check that out, just go to soundproofyourstudio.com/workshop. That's soundproofyourstudio.com/workshop. All right, let's jump into this lesson on how to soundproof a metal roof. So the first thing when I was asked this question I thought about is like, okay, you have this whole roof on your house, let's say. It's metal and it's really loud and annoying. So do you want to soundproof the whole roof from the house, or do you just need to soundproof a single room that you need to be quiet in your home? And that's a really important question to ask yourself, because if you're just going to soundproof, say, a home recording studio in your house, and you want to soundproof it from the metal roof, that's a lot easier and possibly going to give you better isolation than if you need to soundproof the entire metal roof from your home because you just are having trouble sleeping, and it's in the kitchen, it's annoying, in the living room, it's annoying, so the whole roof is just annoying. In this video, I am going to go over two ideas for both, but that is the first question you need to ask yourself. So let's talk about isolating a single room. Let's say you have this metal roof and you're putting in a single room home recording studio so that you can record, mix, master your own music in that room. So the way I would approach soundproofing this metal roof is to look at it one of two ways. As if you know me, you know that soundproofing is usually an all or nothing thing. So if you're having sound that's coming from the metal roof and pinging and then reverberating into your house, chances are just soundproofing the ceiling in that room is not going to necessarily help you eliminate all the noise problems from that roof. It could, but it's one of those coulds that I usually don't like to chance as a soundproofing consultant and designer. So, in my professional opinion, I would look at not only the ceiling, but the walls and the windows and the door, because sound can easily come through all of that. Your floor, if you've watched this channel for a long time, ideally is a concrete slab, which doesn't transmit sound very well. But let's say you're on the second story of your house, you don't have a concrete slab. With the floor, I wouldn't worry about it too much right now for this specific situation with the metal roof. So that said, the best way to soundproof your room in this case would be to approach the ceiling with metal hat channels. And this is a system I use a lot of the time because it saves space and it saves money, and it still provides excellent sound isolation. So you can see here that we're placing some metal hat channels on the ceiling of a studio we built here in Nashville. And for most of the ceilings I do in soundproofing, I'd use these metal hat channels and acoustic clips because usually I don't have the space or sometimes even the funds to design in a separate, fully isolated ceiling off of fully isolated walls. So for your home studio DIY home recording situation, I usually recommend using a hat channel and acoustic clip system. Now, the acoustic clips and hat channels I usually recommend are probably the RISC-1 clips. These have like a little bit of rubber that can be used to decouple the clips from the wood channel. And then I use 25 gauge 7/8 inch furring channel here in the United States to attach into those clips. And then you would screw the drywall, 2 layers of 5/8 inch drywall into the metal furring channel. And that is your soundproof system. You also have to make sure that there's insulation in there as well, because that's an important part of making it all work. So that will do a great job at isolating your ceiling. Now for the walls, I would actually recommend the same thing, using the clips on the walls, 2 layers of 5/8 inch drywall, and then using acoustic sealant on all the perimeters. So where the ceiling touches the walls, where the walls touch each other in the corners, and where the walls meet the floor. Just acoustically seal that up and you'll have an airtight system. For the windows, I would probably recommend, if you're on a budget and you want to keep the existing windows you have, there's a really cool company called Indo that creates windows that you can just put in front of your existing windows inside the room, and they measure them out custom to your windows. It's pretty much just a thick piece of plexiglass, from what I understand, with a rubber seal around it. So it's airtight, and the plexiglass has some weight to it. It's not perfect, but again, this will reduce sound isolation down to 250 hertz, which is pretty good for like speech and that annoying metal ping sound that you're getting off your roof when it rains. Lastly, for your door, I would recommend using a solid core door. This could be a 60-pound solid core door from like Home Depot or Lowe's here in the United States, or at Bunnings if you're in New Zealand or Australia, or in Europe, your local hardware store. And this will give you the amount of mass needed to block some of the sounds that are coming from your roof. Lastly, you really need to use acoustic seals. I usually recommend the Zero International seals, and I recommend using a site called truedoor.com, where you can look up a lot of acoustic seals, have them shipped directly to your house, and you would insert and install these acoustic seals around the entire perimeter of your door. So the left, the right, the top, and even you need a bottom seal so that the door is airtight. Now, if you do all the things I just mentioned, I guarantee that you will not hear the pinging or annoying sound of your metal roof anymore. And in fact, you'll probably have even better isolation than you could have ever even imagined if that was the only thing you were worried about. So that is the best solution for a single room in your house. But just out of curiosity, what if you wanted to isolate the entire house from this annoying sound of your metal roof? For this, I'm going to show you guys a diagram that basically shows what I would do if I were given this problem. Now, this is not something I have done in, my experience as a soundproofing consultant and designer, but it is something I would do if someone asked me to solve this problem. And the idea here is that if we're going to approach the entire house, we need to stop the sound at the attic level. So what I would do first is I would add 2 layers of 23/30 seconds, roughly 3/4 inch plywood, OSB sheathing on top of my existing attic rafters. So the ceiling joists that are holding up your ceiling right below your attic floor. Now what that's going to do is it's going to add a lot of mass to the attic floor, which is going to stop some of the sound. The second thing we have to do is when we install that layer, we have to make sure that it's airtight against the roof cavity. So this means extending that 23/30 seconds OSB sheathing all the way to cover any small cracks up against the existing side of your roof or the side of your walls if the plywood meets the walls. So it's really a simple idea, but the challenge comes in sealing up all those little cracks with acoustic sealant around the perimeter of your 2 layers of OSB sheathing. It's also helpful to layer those 2 layers overlapping each other so the seams don't line up, which also improves the air transfer so there's not any air leaks in your OSB sheathing. After I did that, I would actually go down, live with it for a day or 2, maybe a week, and see if the sound has been solved. Maybe just that extra amount of weight on your attic floor and sealing it up airtight is enough to stop the pinging and annoying sounds of rain or hail on your roof. If it's not, you got to go to phase 2. In this case, I would actually build what's known as like a budget floating floor system, which is what I use sometimes in some of my studio designs. In this case, it would be a floating floor in the attic to stop the sound coming from the roof pinging into the rest of your house. So what I would do here is I would lay down 3 pounds per cubic foot of mineral wool insulation over the entire attic floor on top of the 22 layers of 23/30 seconds OSB sheathing. Then I would place another 2 layers of 23/30 seconds OSB sheathing on top of the mineral wool. This essentially floats our plywood on top of the mineral wool so that it's not actually touching the rest of the house structure. Now, this is where it gets tricky. When your plywood touches the edge of your roof system, because remember, it still needs to be airtight. We can't have air coming down around our plywood into the mineral wool. That defeats the whole purpose. So what we need to do is use something that works as an blocking the air gap, but also providing some distance, some isolation so that sound can't easily transfer from our roof structure to those 2 layers of 23/30 seconds OSB sheathing. This is where a simple little tool called backer rod, I've heard it called gap filler in Australia and New Zealand, same stuff. Basically all it is usually a round open cell foam that's used to fill gaps when you're building a home. This could be used in gaps from 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch thick, and then you would run acoustic sealant on top of the backer rod so that it fills it airtight. So I would put that backer rod around the entire perimeter of both layers of my second set of 23/32 OSB on top of the mineral wool, so that there's actually a little bit of a buffer between where the OSB sheathing meets the roof system. And in theory, this would create an airtight gap that is also decoupled somewhat from your exterior structure of the roof. Now, when sound hits that first layer of OSB sheathing, it's going to get reflected back because of the mass, but it's also not going to reverberate through the OSB sheathing to your roof structure and down into your walls, into your house. So this is the way we have to think as soundproof designers, because we always are trying to block sound at the source and reduce its pathway into your home. All right, I know that was an interesting take. I hope you learned a lot in this video. Even if you don't have a metal roof, I hope you picked up some very interesting ideas on how soundproofing works and how soundproof design and construction works as well. Again, if you're on this journey of going down the path of trying to teach yourself how to soundproof, I highly recommend watching my soundproof workshop. You can watch it right away at soundproofyourstudio.com/workshop. All right, until next week, I hope you have enjoyed this lesson on soundproofing a metal roof. I will see you all next week with more information on soundproofing and room acoustics.